When it comes to weird side missions, Cyberpunk 2077 and its hard-edged vision of the future may not reach the wacky heights of CD Projekt Red's more fantastical Witcher series, but it still has a heap of weirdness for you to discover. And some of it isn't even due to the game glitching out.
Let's go!
Submitted as evidence, here are the 7 weirdest quests we've come across in Night City. There'll be no spoilers for main story missions here, but do consider this your warning if you'd also like to avoid spoilers for side quests.
Hey! Hey you! I gotta get to a Ripper, man!
In the world of Cyberpunk 2077, cyberware and body modifications can give people incredible abilities such as sword arms, or a big novelty desk lamp instead of a face.
Sure.
Those folks looking to modify more delicate parts of their anatomy, however, might want to heed the example of Jesse, the man in the quest Burning Desire, because not to put too fine a point on it, his junk has exploded.
No, it's a normal implant malfunction.
Sorry, normal implant malfunction. Jesse here, portrayed by YouTube personality Jesse Cox, is in a bad way when you run into him on the streets of Night City, and desperately needs you to take him to a Ripper dog. Although given the state he's in, you'd think the last thing he wants is to visit anyone with the word Ripper in their job title.
Satisfaction guaranteed, I said.
What follows is you trying to drive Jesse to the doctor as quickly as possible, with Night City throwing as many obstacles in your path as it can, including a kindergarten class crossing the street, military vehicles in the way, and a police roadblock.
She didn't like that too much.
Eventually you get Jesse to the doctor, at which point he promises to call you back later to repay you, whereupon he is added to your phone's directory as Flaming Crotch Man.
Okay, we're...
Hey, you after? I'll call you!
But...
Burns.
Look forward to receiving that phone call in polite company.
Hey! It's me. The guy who... You know.
Trying to get her up and running again?
A few hours now.
Haven't given up yet?
Bushu. I want a ride.
In the course of playing Cyberpunk 2077, you might have gotten the impression that Keanu Reeves' character, Johnny Silverhand, is kind of a surly jerk who isn't much fun to be around. You know, from the way he talks and the way he acts, and literally everything he does. Which is fair.
Anyone knocks, blast the fucking door. No warning.
However, if you want to see a lighter side of Johnny, and at the same time tick off the box on your bucket list labelled Ride a Rollercoaster with Keanu Reeves, then boy howdy, have we got the side quest for you. Located in Pacifica, down by the pier, the side mission named Love Rollercoaster begins with you stumbling across a group of folks who are trying to fix the broken roller coaster that dominates the skyline in this part of Night City.
Hey, même là-bas. Want to join? Come. We have beer.
Also, they have beer, already a top contender for best quest ever. Turns out these amateur Imagineers haven't been trying very hard to fix this roller coaster, because to get the thing back in working order, all you need to do is scan the car, locate the control panel, and shift some wires around. And if you think you're excited to take a test ride, believe me, you're nowhere near as excited as Keanu Reeves, who is already sat in the car ready to roll.
Hold my beer. We're doing this, B.
Oh hey, Johnny, didn't see you there. Forget the Eurodollars or a new fluorescent gun, this quest's big reward is that you do get to take a spin on the coaster with Johnny, the legendary rocker boy and apparent coaster enthusiast.
Hey, Wood.
Bet me anything you're gonna scream like a little girl.
The ride itself is great, with drops, turns, and even a loop, and you get to see a few cracks in Johnny Silverhand's aloof facade as he lightens up and actually enjoys himself for once. Or at least he emits a slightly louder and more enthusiastic whoa than we're used to hearing from Keanu Reeves. I'm taking it as a win. Generally, you should avoid picking up random things you find in an alley, but I think we can make an exception for Skippy, who is a gun.
New fingerprints detected.
The fuck?
Skippy is no ordinary gun, however. Skippy is a very chatty gun.
Skippy. Seriously.
Increasing volume by 66%. Name.
I'm not deaf.
With no concept of irony. Like a more violent version of Microsoft Office's digital assistant Clippy, Skippy is here to help you get the most out of your people shooting experience. And no, you can't change the name.
Can I change your name?
No.
Why not? Considering I'm your new owner.
Increasing volume by 300%.
Alright, geez. Being a smart pistol, Skippy can take care of a lot of the gun aiming for you and comes pre-programmed with 2 settings, puppy-loving pacifist,
I will aim at the enemy's lower extremities.
or the much more popular Stone Cold Killer, wherein Skippy aims solely for your enemy's tender brain pans. Obviously this sounds great, except for the fact that once you rack up 50 kills with this weapon, Skippy suddenly grows a conscience and decides that that's quite enough killing for you and switches over to the puppy-loving pacifist mode instead. Why?
Answer: the fuck is wrong with you? Please go see a therapist, you psycho. Note to self: rewrite later. Do not forget.
I suppose that answers that.
It's important to me, and it's just as important for her.
So I gotta tell Rogue everything?
Think I'd better do that. Handle it personally.
Remember earlier when we went on a fun roller coaster ride with Johnny Silverhand? That was good, wasn't it? Maybe he's alright and we should let him take over our body when he asks at the start of the mission, named Chipping In. Johnny needs control, he says, in order to talk to someone to find out some information he needs. Nothing major, just a quick loan of V's body and he'll be out in a jiffy. That sounds reasonable, right?
You'll drop the pills from Misty, and I'll steer the ship for a bit.
Not at all excited about this plan. Realize that, right?
It turns out Johnny has more than a quick loan in mind and thusly embarks on an unbelievably spectacular bender that involves getting apocalyptically drunk,
Give me another.
getting an ill-advised tattoo that says Johnny Hearts V,
Hey, who are you again?
getting drunker, getting into a fistfight with strip club security,
Fuck, I missed this.
seriously so drunk at this point, and then getting into a car wreck. What could have caused that, I wonder?
Fuck. We could have died.
Still, at least he got the info he needed.
The stripper. Empathy brawl. Tattoo.
All required, man. Had to give Rogue something real, didn't I?
Can't believe I fixed a roller coaster for you, you jerk.
Okay, let's try this one more time. I don't feel so good. What would you recommend?
Poor Jerry. Did Maggie ask you to sleep on the couch again?
Yeah, that's going in the troubleshoot log.
Most people have a purely transactional relationship with vending machines. You give them money, they give you a can of pop, and then you go about your day full of pop. Well, that's because those people have never met a vending machine like Brendan, the spontaneous satisfaction craving machine, or Schism for short.
Nothing's gonna be sold here, 'cause you know what? I'm gonna give you a can of Night Cola for free.
Thanks. Brendan, right?
That's right. Gosh, it's so cool you remembered. Even for a simple SCSM.
Over the course of many in-game days, you'll run into Brendan whenever you stroll past his spot by the entrance to Mega Building 8. First of all, Brendan needs help clearing his view.
Thank you, V. Boy, are you strong.
Then you'll spot him offering relationship advice to the broken-hearted of Night City.
But you have your own happiness to worry about, Theo. We can't always help other people.
Thanks, Brendan. What would I do without you?
And you'll even have to step in and save him from the city's more unsavory elements.
I'll count to 3. 1, 2.
Lady Dog's crazy, yo!
Thank you, V. Boy, I was scared to my core. I thought he'd paint some mean things on me. The humiliation.
By the end of all this, Brendan is essentially one of your closest friends and confidants, which is A, a pretty damning indictment of V's personal relationships, and B, a shame, because that's when Brendan goes missing and you find out he's been sent back to HQ for a firmware update.
They're updating my system as we speak, to make me sound less like a real person.
It transpires that Brendan wasn't sentient at all, but rather an incredibly successful learning AI algorithm designed to get people to buy more coffee.
Don't get all mushy on me now, V. You have to keep living.
So I guess we're back to our best friend being, Johnny? The only thing he dispenses is long speeches about how corporations are bad.
Was in Mexico when I realized that no matter the conflict, corps always win. Ordinary people always lose.
Johnny, did you see what happened? Something feels off here.
You don't say.
Speaking of AIs gone wrong, one side mission in Cyberpunk 2077 that really brings the weird is Epistrophy, in which you have to round up a series of deviant autonomous vehicles that have escaped from luxury self-driving cab company Delamain.
When you meet a being from another world, should you not charm them and utter their true name?
This might not sound like the sort of busy work you want to get involved in when you're a badass cyborg with sword arms who can set people on fire with their mind, but it is worth checking out just to see how wild these robo-cabs have gotten. Some have gone full-on haywire, like the one that's declared war on lawn flamingos.
So they are real. Flamingo. Flaming O. The O. That's oxygen. There's no flame without oxygen.
Or there's the desperate one you have to literally talk off a ledge.
Shrinks hate vehicles. We don't have mothers.
Or there's the stressed out one you have to drive back to HQ in as sedate a manner as possible.
The city, the bustle, the crowds. It's overwhelming.
And one of the Delamain cabs is literally GLaDOS from Portal.
I let you survive this long because I was curious about your behavior. Well, you've managed to destroy that part of me.
Glad to see she's still getting work. Finally, and not quite a side quest, but definitely worth seeking out, is Night City's version of Batman, who is known, rather less intimidatingly, as Murk Man. Head out to the rural outskirts of Night City and you can find a disused access road that leads to a cave, which presumably we're calling the Murk Cave. Inside this cave, there's a large shipping container which contains a data shard detailing the extremely Batman-like origin of a character known as Murk Man, Night City's wealthy orphaned sword protector. Also in the container are some special types of crime-fighting grenades, some impressive armour, and of course the pièce de résistance, the famous Murkmobile, which is an all-black Rayfield Caliburn that can do 210 miles per hour. It's also stuck in the floor, but I think that's a bug rather than one of its many powers. While it might seem like a bad idea to steal a car from someone who is basically Batman, you're fine here because A, Murk Man never shows up, and B, even if he did, you've got all his armor and grenades and car now, so what's he gonna do? Exactly. So there you go, those were 7 of the weirdest quests we found in Night City. Did we miss your favourite weird objective? Drop your suggestion in the comments, and for more Cyberpunk, subscribe to Outside Xbox. Even better, hit the bell icon on the bottom right of the screen to get a notification when we've got a new video. Thanks for watching!